You should be a monster. That is a statement that most people are scared to say out loud. But deep down, we all know it's the truth. Every person, especially men, has a demon in them. Something they feel deep inside that wants out. Part of becoming a man is recognizing that dark characteristic and learning to fully wrestle with it and integrate it into their lives so that it benefits them. It's not so much that you suppress that side of you, but more like transforming it. When you become aware, you will see who was able to accomplish that transformation and who wasn't. The differences between the two are very obvious to everyone. That is because the people who ignore the monster inside them are naive. Even the way they speak is very telling, because suppressing the animalistic traits that all men have makes them soft, so they are often taken advantage of. But a person who has been able to harness and tame that side is dangerous. Dangerous in a way that martial artists are. They are dangerous, but only when they have to be. They often don't need to show what they are capable of, because the way they conduct themselves and their presence alone radiate the potential for violence. Not only will it get you respect, but it will also help you build your own self-respect. If you are seen as harmless, you are not a threat to anyone. But if people know you are capable of being a monster, and they see you aren't acting like one with everybody you interact with, you will get respect from everyone around you. And that respect will build your self-confidence and make your life better. But on the other hand, sometimes you have to let that monster out. Like I always say, don't take my word for it. Just take a look at it for yourself. Just look at any person of importance in history, any major player that we would call a hero. I guarantee you they didn't become that hero by being virtuous. Every great person is flawed. There was some level of darkness in their methods to become who they are. They were either in pain or backed into a corner. That is usually what it takes to bring it out of them. They went against the norms and crossed lines that most people would never think about crossing. And that is why most people are not remembered, and the ones who do are admired till this day. They did what was needed to get the job done. But they did have a good reason for breaking those rules. It was for the greater good to end further violence and suffering. And if they didn't break the rules, they would never have been considered great. I challenge you to find me a good, significant person in history who didn't have to do some wrong to make things right. You won't find one. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. The hero always has to become a monster. Even in the fictional world, heroes like Batman and Superman have all done things that would be considered atrocious. But that made them who they are. And those flaws are what put them aside and ahead of all the others. Like the saying goes, if you want to be a fighter, you want to win. And to win, you need to be willing to hurt people, not for the sake of hurting others, but because it has to be done to move forward and progress with your agenda and goals. That's what makes you different from an evil person. You are aware of your capabilities, but only act on them when you have to. You have to develop that part and take the steps to tame that monster and use it to your advantage. That is how you turn a negative into a positive. You see, you as a man are looked at as a leader, and as a man, you have a responsibility to be able to adapt to anything is thrown at you for your well-being and those around you. When people rely on you, you put aside your happiness and self-interest to do what needs to be done for them. And sometimes the things that needs to be done will be considered atrocious, but it will be necessary. You might end up showing people what you're capable of and let out that darkness within. If things can be handled without incident, that is good, and should always be the goal. But sometimes things don't go as planned. So you need to step out of the nice guy persona and let people see the monster. People will see this isn't what you wanted, but they will see it's what they forced you to become. To wrap this up, you shouldn't be afraid to show your dark side in this world. People need to know that although you are a good guy, you can switch up at any moment if you feel it's necessary. Let them know you have it under control, but you won't hesitate to release it on someone who deserves it. Be competent and also dangerous, and know you should be a monster. So until the next video, take care.